There it is.
Most awkward silence ever.
Thursday night, everybody. It's time for Waaaay Offsides Live. I hope that your week is going well. Mine is going okay. We're happy that you're here with us. Before we get started, housekeeping, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. If you have not liked and subscribed or shared this live, please do so right now. We'll give you about 30 seconds. Go ahead. We'll just wait. Just wait.
We're giving them 30 seconds to do it.
TikTok.
Don't say that.
All right. Now that that's out of the way, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover. It's been a crazy week in sports, especially college football, even though there's no college football on television. We see our regulars are in with us tonight. Jay Bake's been here since 2:47. Jay Bake, what are you doing, my guy? We're happy to have you with us.
As always.
Roll Tide. Thank you for coming.
Roll Tide Army.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, fellas, how's your week been? What's been going on? Let's just touch base first.
We were just together last night.
We were, but I mean, we didn't talk about our weeks. We talked about
not much has happened since last night.
You never know, man. 24
wasn't
hours
much talking either.
No.
Well, a new pope was elected.
Hi-oh.
That's right. We did get one of those.
If you're into that
Kayla's got the right idea here.
What's that?
She said join before J-Bay gets a new goal.
He's practically retired. What do you think is going to happen at 2:47 when you see on there that the live doesn't start until 8, man? Like, do you think we're just going to magically be like, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what? Let's just start.
Yes.
5 hours early.
No, man. It's Waaaay Offsides, baby. You never know when it can start.
He's like, yeah, they might, man. Those guys are stupid. That's stupid. But yeah, there's a new pope. I've got a really fun game we're going to play tonight. Do y'all want to play that last? Do y'all want to play that now? What do you want to do?
No, let's play it last. Let's get all this other nonsense out of the way.
Nonsense. Okay.
Hey, it's a lot of sense.
Do you not have the show notes?
I do. I absolutely do.
The one I sent?
No.
You're using the show notes you didn't send us.
I'm using the old cabeza.
The noggin note.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, coming right off the top.
All right. It's a good way to be.
First, what we need to talk about is the news that has swept social media in the past 24 hours. If you have not heard or have been living up under a rock, the federal government is putting together a commission, is what they're calling it, a commission to study college athletics with the goal of understanding better NIL, the transfer portal, conference alignments, pay for play, and all these different aspects that need some, help me out here, that need some corralling in college football.
It's a generous term.
A lot of help, yeah. I did a whole video on how much help they need. What's interesting about this is if you've been with us since the beginning when we started on Spotify, Bill a couple of years ago made a comment that eventually he felt like there would have to be a commissioner of college football, and he predicted that commissioner would be Nick Saban. Well, I'm here to tell you we're very close to that happening. As of yesterday, Nick Saban was named one of the co-chairs of said federal commission. It looks like alongside him will be a very wealthy oil booster out of Texas. I think he's a graduate of Texas A&M, if I remember
Texas
correctly.
Tech.
Is it Tech? Okay, my bad. Tech.
TT.
Tech.
Bang,
Tech.
bang.
Is that what they do? They bang bang?
Yeah. Aren't they
The Red Raiders.
The
Yeah.
Red Raiders. Are they the ones that send the horse on the field with the guy? Boogity, 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 boogity. Shoot the
Maybe.
cannon.
I thought that was FSU. Oh, that's not a cannon. That's a Seminole.
No, FSU's are a spear.
We're talking about the other ones that yeah. I can't. It's not after dark. I can't make that joke. But yeah, so I want to get your thoughts on this first and foremost. I've been pretty vocal about where I stand on NIL. Chris, we'll start with you. What do you kind of foresee coming out of this? It's going to be a couple months. I mean, we probably won't hear anything until 2026, but what do you foresee coming out of this? If anything?
I think it's going to take a couple of years to get reeled in. I mean, they're going to have to come up with something. There's going to have to be some kind of contracts. There's got to be contracts. Something.
Okay.
I mean, you can't just have schools paying these guys, whatever, just say $1 million, and then they say, oh, well, I want to leave. I got a better deal over here, and then they leave with the money, and then it turns into a crap show, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then, and how in the heck can they? I just don't see how it's going to work, because you're giving them a scholarship. More than likely, they got a meal ticket. More than likely, the school's paying for their housing. How do you give them that kind of money and not say, okay, now you pay us back for what we gave you?
Well, not without a contract. It's almost impossible.
Right. So it's going to take some doing, and who knows? In 2 years, the landscape may change again.
It's likely. Jeff, what do you got?
That's not Jeff. That's not Jeff.
This is huge. This is huge.
For those
just
of you
become the Pope. I don't know it yet. I think that it's going to have to look like the NFL model. You're going to have to unionize. They're going to have to get player reps, and it's going to have to be collectively bargained. The money's getting too big. It's getting too out of control. It's pay for play. It's not NIL.
Mm-hmm.
My thought has always been, if the players are going out and making money off their own image, there's no cap to it, because you're allowed to make as much as you can off your own likeness, which is what the original intention was. But then, of course, grown-ups get involved and ruin everything, and it just becomes straight pay for play. I mean, there's not even they're not trying to disguise it as NIL anymore. It's just straight up, here's 10 million, you in or out. So it's going to have to be done that way. They can't have this much money. I mean, these guys are getting more money than NFL players are. And they've never even set foot on the campus yet. I mean, it's only going to get worse. And as long as the grown-ups are so worried about winning wins and losses, it's never going to stop. That's where you stop it, is the grown-ups start acting like grown-ups and stop selling their soul for some high school kid. That's where it's going to have to. That's where the solution is really is fix it with the grown-ups, but you can't do it until you have structure in place. So he was right all along.
What's interesting to me is that, like, last year, we all know, it's well publicized, Ohio State spent $20 million on a national championship roster, right? They win a natty. Texas, well publicized again, that they're likely going to spend anywhere between $30 and $45 million on their roster for this season. Okay. First of all, I don't care how much money a university has. $30 to $45 million a season on a roster is not sustainable at the college level. Absolutely not. Texas, those same people who are agreeing to those deals are in the same voice saying, "Hey, we can't afford this. This is not gonna work long term." But if they don't do something now, and let's say Texas wins the national championship in 2025, which I don't think they will, but let's say they do. What's the next school going to spend? What's Oregon going to spend next year? What's Auburn going to spend the next year? These Ole Miss, Florida, these big NIL players, what are they going to spend in the coming years? Where does it stop? Where does it stop?
Mississippi State only made like $40 million last year in football revenue.
That's the next point I was about to make, because when that happens,
made over 200.
When that avalanche goes up, there's a
oh boy, we're losing Michael.
Oh, that's it.
Hey,
that's it. We got.
Hey,
am I back?
Hey.
He's back.
Sorry.
He's back.
I think we've got a storm coming through. But what I was saying is, the more money that's getting spent, there's a mirrored effect for these smaller schools that don't have the same resources, and eventually they're going to kill an athletic program. They're going to it's going to destroy. And Mississippi State is a great case study in that, Jeff. I mean, they very well could be one, especially in the SEC, one that falls victim to that.
Yeah. And the fact that they're hitting fans up for the money, that's chicken bleat, man.
I know, it's
not our job to pay the players. I mean, we buy tickets, and they gash us for tickets and season ticket packages and all that crap. We already get gashed, tuition, and all that stuff. So to sit back and go, you got to join Yay Alabama and give more, Kylo Ren, more. And it's like, how much do you want the fans to have to come out their pocket? Are we not coming out enough?
We'll see.
Not.
No, I agree with you. Let's see what the chat's got to say first and foremost. Good evening, Red. How are you? We're happy.
Southern Red, what up, girl? K-Spray in the house too.
Second,
pool next.
Yeah. He agrees with you. Need a salary cap, stricter rules to the portal. I think what we had in place with the portal in the first place was fine. Like, you could enter the portal, but you had to either be a graduate transfer, JUCO, or you had to sit a year. I thought that was a very good system. I don't know why we went away from it, but college football.
I mean, now you get the TJ Finleys that are going to their sixth college in 6 years.
Kidding.
I mean, that's a mockery of the system.
No kidding.
It's ridiculous.
Says it's going to get worse because people like the guy named Coach Hare that's poured millions into Texas Tech this year. Hold on, we'll get to that in just a second. What's going on, Cat? Let's see what Red's got to say. Limit transfers, repay NIL if you leave. This is what Chris was talking about.
Boom.
Before production, remove that spring transfer window.
Yes.
I think that's where it starts. You got to get rid of that spring transfer window. That's a very good comment. Absolutely.
Put rules back in. It's like anarchy.
It is. It absolutely is.
So put rules back in place.
So what's going on? Gold card, Alabama gold card. So what's going on with Nick Saban? Everybody outside of Alabama's fan base is very upset about this. They feel like it gives Alabama an unfair advantage. Listen,
grow up.
Nick Saban, first of all, as a coach here, what is he going to do to give Alabama any kind of advantage? I mean, secondly,
it's ridiculous.
Even as the head coach at Alabama, Saban was very vocal that he was an advocate for players first. And he said when he retired that this is what he wanted to do. He wanted to do work. And by work, he meant work on legislation, lobbying, things like that, to make the sport better, to make the entire landscape better. He can't do that and, help Alabama at the same time. Now, I think it helps Alabama if these things are put in place, just because Alabama's not hurting for money. Let's start there. But in terms of like Oregon, Michigan, these Texas schools, Alabama's not competing with those schools in NIL, and they're not going to because they can't. In terms of millionaire boosters, billionaire boosters, Alabama doesn't have that outside of the guy that wrote Forrest Gump. So I'm just saying, man, like, that'll help Alabama, but it has nothing to do with Alabama. It has to do with college football and it being college football, not semi-pro football. It's football's in this, like, college football's in this weird purgatory right now where it has no identity. It doesn't know if it's a semi-professional league, if they're student athletes. Nobody knows. Nobody can answer that question.
It's without question at the least a semi-pro league now. They won't admit it. Just because they don't admit it, I mean, not true, but it's at minimum a semi-pro. You're talking this kind of money, the TV contracts and the B's, as in billions. Like it's definitely a semi-pro at the least.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not good. I don't like it.
It's not sustainable, though. You said it earlier, Cotton. You can't sustain this. Even the richest schools can't sustain $50 million a year on the football roster.
You know that, Jeff. That's like the other day. Who is it? did we say Texas is going to spend $40 million?
Yeah,
But they made 200. So 40
Okay,
million's
well,
nothing.
here's I don't know if you've seen the report that I can't remember who come out, but he made the notion that Texas wouldn't be the only one spending that money this season. He said Oregon, Ohio State, Texas Tech, Notre Dame, and Miami would have large.
Dude, all that cocaine money in
NIL
Miami,
bills.
dude, they can just make it rain.
So,
the exact same thing they did in the 80s and early 90s, except it's legal now.
Yes.
But,
Yep. Yes, to answer that question, A&M does have a campus in. I don't know if it's Saudi Arabia, but somewhere over there.
I don't know. Over in the
And
Middle
it's
East.
just an engineering campus. That's all it is.
What are they engineering over there?
I don't know. They're making engineers. I don't know.
WMDs?
Gumball machines.
Say that.
Sorry, my bad.
They said there weren't any.
Did I accidentally do a racism? Bad guys. Sorry.
Whoopsie.
I'm kidding.
Is there a whoopsie soundbite? Whoopsie.
Hold on, man. I'm about to order a new soundboard, and it will have one. So
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it will.
Where's the soundboard you got now?
It's in a tote down here under my desk. My mic doesn't run through it, so
Yeah, because it's
The new one will,
that
though, right?
soundboard does. Yes, yeah, the new one will.
yeah.
Don't you worry. It's gonna be
You can beep us. Beep
yeah,
Beep.
yes.
beep.
There's a
I'm gonna
7-second delay.
I'm gonna wear that bad boy out.
Yeah. And do it with Bill.
Just
There was
anytime he talks, just like
There was
like
a bit on the Christian radio station a while back where they were bleeping out parts of Christian songs. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard on morning radio. Was they were playing the Christian music, but they would bleep out like certain words in the song. It just sounded.
If you ever get a chance, there's actually a
there's
actually a oh my goodness, there's a YouTube channel, and it's called Unnecessary Censorship, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
And the first one I saw, it was an old Sesame Street episode of The Count, and he's singing a song about counting, and he's like, hold on, you're about to get my best count impression here.
Oh, here we go.
I got to try to remember the words. I can't anyway, but no, take me off the screen. But anyway, he's like saying like I count myself, and then it's like when I'm alone, I beat myself. It's so funny.
No, I want to hear this damn count impression.
I wish I could play it on here and not
One,
No,
two,
look. Yeah, Jeff's got it.
two smacks.
Basically, he's
That
like
was Dave Chappelle.
I
That was an impression of Dave Chappelle's
slowly-
impression.
slowly getting faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Where is my money?
What?
He talks about
What is that?
he talks about counting the spiders on the wall.
What
I
is
beat the
happening?
spiders on the wall.
What's happening?
I don't know. Anyway,
The
moving
drugs
on.
are starting to kick in, Chris. That's what's
For
happening.
real.
That
I'm
drip
tired.
you took earlier, Chris, under your tongue, it's starting to kick in. That's what's
Is
happening.
that what it is?
That's what it
I'm
is.
tired.
You're about to go to a very happy place.
What
Enjoy.
about this? What about this moving background?
We've had this one. This one we
No,
always
this
have
one's fine. We're not doing 200 miles an hour on this one. The one last night, man, he was in a Ferrari going down the strip.
You guys hurt my feelings, man.
Who hurt your feelings?
You guys. That's all
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
You had no
On,
feelings.
on to the next topic.
You
Well,
had
the
no
next
feelings.
topic is this, guys. I've been telling you in every video for like the past week, hey, there's a website coming. Well, guess what?
Hey,
It happened.
Hey, raise
it
him.
looks
Here it is.
fantastic. Y'all check
Check
this
it
website
out.
out. Seriously, it looks
Um,
really good.
This is our website. Nick Saban
Yep.
talking about us.
Yeah.
Not really.
No.
Anyway, we've got all of our videos here. Of course, they take you over to our YouTube channel. Our partners, WOSN partners, are involved. But here's the really cool part. We actually have a blog that you're privy
Yeah.
to.
Check out the blog, y'all. It's a good
Yeah,
read.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, get over there. It's
Good,
going to be
good
obviously
reading. Good reading.
Waaaay Offsides
Good reading.
.com. That's 4 A's, not 3, not 5. Always 4, just like in Alabama. So yeah, do us a favor, go check out the website. We should be ranked with Google here very, very
Very
soon.
Check it out.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. Save it as your like primary thing when you open your phone browser. But any Hoosers. So it's been outside of that, it's been a pretty quiet week in terms of sports. There's not really been a lot going on. NBA playoffs are going on. Do we want to talk about that? Not really.
No, not really. I don't. If, you can talk about it. I'll leave.
LeBron's out.
Well, hey, I will say this. Talking about basketball. If y'all haven't read the is it, I can't remember who it is that's doing the live reporting of the murder trial that basketball players have been coming back to testify on. Like really Brandon Miller testified today. Go look that up and read that report on his testimony. It's like his dash cam video. A lot of stuff's coming to light now about how it went down that night, and a lot of people owe Brandon Miller an apology.
If I was Brandon Miller, I'd be filing a few lawsuits personally. People painted him out.
He had a couple whiz through his front windshield, man. Like the people out there making him think like he was rolling around the parking lot emptying clips like that.
He wasn't.
So anyway, a lot of truths coming out now about what really went down that night. So
that's right.
So somebody lost their life. It's a tragic shame, but attacking the wrong people, going after the wrong people is even worse, especially in the court of public opinion and the speech of X. But anyway.
Jay Baker, I see your comment. We're going to get to that. He's from Minnesota. Like, give him a break, man. I know what you're talking about. I noticed that too. But Jeff, that's a great segue because I really kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Alabama basketball and what we can look forward to in the 2025-2026 season. It is obviously extremely early. We still got a ways to go till basketball tips off in the fall, but there seems to be a lot of buzz around a certain guy, and I'm going to bring his picture up here on the screen, Mr. LeBaron Philon. There's two sides of the fence here. One side says he's gone. He's going to go top 15 in the NBA draft, and we're not going to see him again. But there seems to be a lot of chatter through back channels that maybe, just maybe, he's going to come back for another year. And I want your thoughts on that, Jeff.
Well, I'd like to see him back another year. I don't get the he's definitely a top 15 pick. I mean, he's going to be, but I didn't see that from him this year. He went like 3 games out scoring a point in the postseason. Like that's crazy. But I think he could use another year to work on his shot, to play a lot of meaningful minutes and not get drafted and then go sit in the G League all year or sit on the end of the bench and get 2 minutes a night. I don't think that's good for any growth to go sit on the end of an NBA bench and watch people play. I think playing in 35 or 36 high energy, meaningful games is much better for your development. Maybe I'm crazy, but
no,
I think he should come back. We need him back. I think he needs another year of college ball.
We do need him back.
He could be fine financially and playing at Bama another year. I don't know. I just think it's too soon. Although J.D. Davison went to the NBA and he was half the player Philon is.
Well, I was on the kind of losing Mark Sears, and then losing some of the guys that we lost. I kind of felt like there was a good shot that he was going to come back. And then as we've gotten closer to the draft and he's kind of rising up those draft boards, I'm starting to feel more like he's probably gone. He's likely gone. But it leaves me like, what is Alabama going to do? Because the selection, their choice of guys out there is not great right now. And Alabama lost a lot this year. The turnover was surmountable. I mean, it was big. Sadly, a lot of those guys are now at Kentucky. It's just
the fact we were even entertaining Rylan Griffin speaks volumes.
Well, I think Rylan Griffin was a lot closer to coming back than people realize. I think he was a lot closer to coming back. I know you didn't want him back, Jeff, but I think he was actually very, very close to coming back.
Where'd he wind up? Texas A&M or something?
Yeah.
Was it A&M?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Who's their new coach? Do they know yet?
Exactly.
But well, you know why he went. But if you look at Griffin, hey, what's up, Rod?
Raj.
Um,
What up, Raj? What up, C-Dub?
we did. That's true, C-Dub. You're right. But I still have a problem. I don't know, man. It seems like the other teams are kind of evolving in the size game. You've got guys that are consistently rotating 6'11" guys in and out, and Alabama hasn't had that kind of bench depth, and it's played out in some of those tougher games, especially last season. If Alabama wasn't shooting the 3-ball well, they couldn't do much in the paint. They scored better in the paint than they ever have, don't get me wrong, but some of those losses were hard to watch. I can't tell how many times I watched Mark Sears dribble to the basket just to turn the ball over. And it's because of his size.
It's a recurring theme.
Yeah, and it was simply because of his size. So it was. I'm worried. I'll be honest with you. I'm a little worried about what Alabama basketball is going to look like in 2025.
Well, and then look at the schedule, Nate put us right through the meat grinder again.
And now they're scheduling St. John's in Madison Square Garden in November.
There you go.
I get tough non-conference schedule, but dang, man, chewed up.
It's a blender, man. It's a blender. Like the SEC is not tough enough.
Exactly.
How many teams did the SEC put in the tournament? 14 last year.
14.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
And
Absolutely.
then had two of the Final Four.
Yeah. So I don't know. I will say I'm a little worried about Alabama basketball, but we'll see what happens.
It can't be any worse than Alabama softball.
And they did beat Auburn.
This has been the Alabama softball issue.
And then got beat by mid-tier South
Carolina.
Well, that's kind of Alabama's MO always, right? Beat somebody and then lose.
But we haven't hit in years. Hempill was the last person we had that was a threat with the bat. Although Ali Shipman was pretty good, but we hadn't had a bopper in the middle of that lineup forever. It's like 9 slappies. It's like 9 Ichiros slapping balls.
The consensus I'm getting from who I talk to, we need a new coach.
Well, that seems to be what everybody's saying. I was about to ask that. Is it time for Murphy to go?
He's been there, 29 years?
Been there for a long time.
He's built that program. That's a solid program. But he's in the pitching and
problem
defense mode.
Is that you can build a program and you can also burn it.
Yes.
So
see Jim Wells. Hey, too soon? That's the fact. Stayed too long and started deterring it instead of, elevating it.
Yep.
And then they brought in Buchanan, who literally bet on the team. Scumbag. But I do like Alex Vaughn. I think he's a good coach. I do like him. But yeah, the softball team just has 9 slappies, and then you can't win every game 2-1. You're gonna have to score 4 runs at some point.
Yeah, you need some offense, man.
And it's just
been lacking.
It's been the really since the Bailey Hempill year where they went to the World Series and lost to Florida State in the semis, right after Fouts threw that perfect game against UCLA. That was the best shot, and then it's gotten one step further away from the World Series every year since. Because they don't have any hitters. They got one girl in the starting lineup has 0 home runs all year. Dang.
Jeff, why don't you go hit a home run for him? You think you could? Could you hit
no.
Could you go yard against a college softball pitcher?
Hell no. Couldn't even get it. I wouldn't even make contact.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, 100% could.
100%. Dude, you couldn't hit shit coming at you.
Chat, could I?
Montana Fouts throwing 75 that close, you're not even getting bat on it. You don't even get the bat off your shoulder.
This is a good point, Ben. To what Chris was saying, in football terms, it's kind of like Joe Paterno. He stayed at Pitt State way too long. Let's take the whole thing, out of the equation. He was a great coach, championship winning coach, but he stayed at Penn State way too long, and they never got back to that level. And I think you're right. I think Nick Saban decided to leave before he got to that point, and he left Alabama when he started to see the decline of the sport and even probably his own locker room. That's when he was like, okay, it's time to hang it up. But he left it in a place to where it was still very foundational and strong. And that's why I think Kalen DeBoer is going to have success, because he's a good coach, and Nick Saban left him a Ferrari. And so I think he's going to be all right.
I mean, look at the squad and the recruiting rankings and the commits and all that. I mean, man, C. Morgan and Debo, man, they missed a beat.
That's true. C-Dub says this offseason feels so much longer than last year. Why? That's a good question, man. Recruiting's been slower this offseason. There was a lot going on around this time last year. Well, between February and probably March, with new staff members and things like that, getting excited about who's going to be the new OC, who's going to be the new DC. There was always a lot to talk about. We don't have that this year because it's all the same people outside of Ryan Grubb. So
man,
it's just
stability. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. The silence is a good thing, man. It is. And then sports in general, man, it's hard with college sports nowadays because of the NIL, and puts a nasty taste in a lot of people's mouths.
The silence means joyless murder ball is coming.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not.
It's coming.
It's not. Alabama's going to have 2 1,000-yard receivers this year. You heard it here first, folks. 2,000-yard receivers this year.
Who are those receivers now?
Ryan Williams and Jeremy Bernard. That's it.
Bookmark this, guys. Bookmark it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Write it down. Picture.
Only if Keelan Russell's the quarterback. Oh,
yeah. Beep.
No, Ty can get it done. I posted a video on X today of
it took him 4 years. What?
Of Jake Coker slinging one to Ardarius Stewart against Auburn, and I was like, if Ty's half this good, we're gonna be fine.
Yeah. Man, people forget how good Jake Coker really was.
He was the
toughest. He was the toughest SOB.
He was, man.
I can remember.
He was.
He was not a very good quarterback, but he was a tough son of a gun, and he got the job done.
Everybody loves Tua, but he did something that Tua couldn't do.
Hand the ball to Derrick Henry 45 times a game.
Oh, get out of here!
There
you go, Raj.
He won a national championship as a starter.
He did do that.
Chat, look, this wasn't on the agenda tonight, but you guys want to talk about this.
He did do that.
Who do you expect to ball out in 2025? What is your expectation? Be realistic. Be realistic here. I want to hear.
Outside of Ryan Williams, you can't say Ryan Williams.
You cannot say him.
Everyone by the chat, first thing is going to be Hollywood.
Hollywood. All right, I think it'll be
bingo.
Grubb. I agree. I think Grubb's going to be the difference maker. I think Grubb not coming last season caused a lot of issues in the quarterback room. And then, Milroe
the quarterback.
I was getting there. Milroe was not very consistent, and it caused some issues with the offense. It just didn't flow. Isaiah Horton. I think Isaiah Horton's going to be complimentary. A lot of people think he's going to come in and make a lot of noise. I don't think Alabama needs him to. Alabama has a solid 3 guys that are going to start in the rotation at wide receiver, and then they're stacked heavily behind them. And I think Horton's going to just be complimentary. That's just me. Yes, he was undefeated as a starter. See, Chris, Roger agrees with you, man.
Yeah.
See?
No, Jake Coker lost to Ole Miss. What are y'all talking about?
As a starter.
Jake Coker started against Ole Miss. Or
sure?
Was Cooper Bateman the starter of that game?
I think Bateman was the starter.
Did he start that game? Okay.
They put Coker in, and he ran that kid over on the sideline.
Yeah, but Coker threw that awful pick late in the game that sealed the win for Ole Miss, or helped Ole Miss win the game. That's what
cool.
I thought he started that game, but I think Bateman started, and they ran a play for him to run, and he took a knee, and Saban pulled him after that and put Coker back in. It was like, if you're not going to run the plays we call for you, you chicken bleep, then we're going to put the guy in that will.
I think my brain health might be bad because I can't remember things as vividly as that, man. Your memory is exceptional, but
if your brain's as bad as you look, yeah.
Thanks, man.
I can remember Bama stuff.
That guy, Jeremy Bernard, going to have a year. I agree. Interestingly enough,
90s.
Some people like Todd McShay, actually had Bernard going in the first round pretty early. So I think he's going to be featured heavily. And he came on late in the 2024 season. I think he's going to be targeted heavily.
I agree.
Richard Young.
We're deep in that receiver room, man. There's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
Man.
You guys prepare yourself when next season's over. We're losing some wide receivers, man. It's happening. Especially if they bring in who we're about to talk about. It's happening. So, of course, there it is. Case Spray dropped it right. He didn't say Ryan Williams. He just said RW.
That's all right. That's acceptable.
Okay. 10-2, 9-3.
Red is right here. Her last comment here. She right too. I like for him to make an impact. Jalen Hale.
Jalen Hale. I'll be rooting for Jalen Hale big time. I think he's going to be. What's going to be really interesting is next week Clint Lamb from Crimson or Cover Crimson, will be on the show. And I'm going to talk. I plan on talking to him a lot about Jalen Hale. So you guys be sure if you've got questions for him, you're leaving them on our uploads on YouTube.
And come check us out. It'll be a good interview.
Yeah, we'll have them on next week. We're going to ask them your questions. So make sure you're there for that at 8 p.m. next week. The O-line. This is the big question mark on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think it's going to be as big of a question mark as we're thinking.
I agree with you.
It will be hard to replace Ty Booker. I get that. But really, he's the one piece that I'm worried about. You've got some really good guys that are stepping in or that have already been playing. I think with what they did with the offensive line at the beginning of the season is going to pay off this year. I'm not super worried about it, man.
I think it's easier, I say in quotes, I think it's easier to replace a guard than, say, a tackle. So sure. I think losing a guard, even at Tyler Booker's level, is easier to replace that production than, say, a left tackle. Or one of the tackles, or even the center who's having to call the blocks and all that stuff. I think Brailsford's going to have another great year. He had a great year last year.
Look, I like this. Hold on. I'm not going to bet you anything because I agree with you. I don't see how
Tobias. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I don't see how Bach plans on playing. I don't see how they're going to get him in the rotation, man. I really don't.
I don't know.
He's
almost positionless.
He's going to be a situation. He's going to be a situational wide receiver.
Maybe. I don't.
Punt returner, maybe? Will he be focused really as the dynamic punt returner? The guy's a dynamic player. They got to find a way to give him the ball. Yeah. I don't know where it's going to be, though.
That's such a deep room.
That's a deep room, man. Jeez.
And it's about to get deeper. We're going to talk about it in a minute.
We got some tight ends in the mix. So, they're going to get some targets.
Yes.
Yeah, Cole Adams.
Yep.
Rico Scott, Bubba Hampton, just to name a few, not to mention the one that everybody's waiting to see, Latsier Brooks, who is he's going to play some football.
He's going to play.
They're going to get him
to play.
I agree. Overton will have a big year. Which tight end will show out? I don't think any tight ends are going to show out. I think that's why Mark Bowman kind of laid off of Alabama. He was high on Bama for a little bit. I think you're going to see the tight end used a lot like it was last year as a late option in the progression. But really, we want our tight ends blocking, and that's how they're going to use them. And so, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Everybody's just chatting it up.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think Bach's going to find his way as a punt returner somehow. They got to find a way to get the ball in his hand.
They're going to have to play him. So who's it going to be?
He's a playmaker.
Go ahead, Tobias. Who's it going to be?
Tobias, who's the quarterback? I agree. Let's see what Tobias has to say.
Yeah, just interested. Who's it going to be?
I think Ty's the easy answer. It's been there 7 years. He ought to earn it at some point.
Both sides of the ball. I don't know about defensively, but I mean, you're probably
he wasn't a very good cornerback, so
yeah, you're probably
I think that experiment's been laid to rest.
Yeah, and Red, somebody said it earlier. The fact that in the spring portal window, Alabama did not lose a single scholarship player to the portal.
Nope.
That tells me that they bought in to the coaching philosophy.
It's huge.
They like their coaching staff. They like the environment, their team. I've heard, Isaiah Horton comes in, and within a few weeks, he's like, hey, we got all the pieces. We got everything we need to do this. This is unlike anything I've ever been a part of. And I like that talk. That's that Nick Saban era talk, and that's what we want to hear. So thank you.
Tobias. There you go.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
that makes sense there.
Yep.
And we'll just
But
see.
what if they both stink?
Then
Who?
Austin Mack
Austin Mack
seizes the job.
He's capable. Alabama has 3 capable quarterbacks this
I'm gonna
year.
laugh. It come out Austin Mack as QB1.
Yeah,
State game.
Or Austin Mack. I mean, but all the quarterback talk, he's not really getting talked about.
Nobody even talks about him.
We're definitely not. I don't think we're picking up a quarterback, John, in the 26 class. There's not a lot of options left unless they're going to do some work on one of these kids that have already committed. But Curtis is off the board. One of the guys that you really want, they're all off the board basically. So
I mean,
is he the one that went to Georgia?
Yeah, he committed to Georgia this week. So
I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think we are going to be okay.
Debo not going to have a problem finding a quarterback.
At least we'll make it to at least the second round of playoffs.
And that's all they need to do next year. I think they'll be in contention for a natty, but really they need to make the playoffs. You win the SEC. I'd like to see them make it to Atlanta and win a playoff game, and I'll be happy with that progress. Mm-hmm. But boys, we're at 45 minutes. We want to make this quick, so it is time. Chris, I'm sorry. I absolutely love you, but bam. It's our weekly recruiting roundup. I don't have much for you today because there's not much going on. Well, I know that you guys are the encyclopedias of recruiting. There's going to be names pop up in here, and I'm like, I don't even know who the hell that is.
Well,
but
I'm going somewhere tomorrow to see someone.
Let's hear it. Talk about it. Tell them.
No, I'll say this: they're about a 70% lean toward Bama.
Are they?
You know who I'm talking about.
I do know. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I don't want
a big secret. Is that why you can't?
No, I just don't want to jinx anything, man.
Oh, okay.
So I think Alabama is in really good position right now for 2 in-state guys. The names aren't going to surprise anybody. You've already heard them, but that is Darian Morgan and Xavier Crowell. I think Alabama is in really good position with both of those, and I think Alabama will continue to nurture and foster that relationship with them throughout the summer. Now, Alabama, if you'll remember, last year did not recruit well inside the state, and there was a demographic of individual who thought it was the funniest thing ever that Alabama got out recruited in their own state. Yeah, it was explainable. You got a brand new head coach that hasn't had a chance to formulate these relationships with high school players. But I'll tell you this, that staff absolutely has relationships all over the state of Alabama. I know Chris can attest to this as well. And Bama's about to make some noise in the state. I think Alabama will come out the dominant team in the state this year, but not just the state. What's interesting about this is Alabama still has these pipelines. We thought all that was going to go away. Everybody thought the recruiting pipelines that Nick Saban had established were going to go away. They haven't. Alabama's still recruiting well out of Mississippi and out of Georgia. You just got Jordan Edmonds over there. And then you got that Cali connection, which we all know about. Now, the one state Alabama's not recruiting really well right now is Florida, but I think they're working on that. This is what I need you guys to watch. If you remember last summer, right? Everybody remembers the cold summer. Everybody remembers the hype around that event and what happened afterwards, the commitments. I think only like one guy that committed in that window ended up decommitting, and that was Ty Haywood. Alabama this summer is going to do much better than they did last summer for one reason, and this is pure speculation. I have heard some things, but Alabama is playing the NIL game much more aggressively this year, I think, than they have the past couple of years, and I think it's going to pay off. I think Alabama is in the mix for a couple of other guys. Brandon Arrington, I don't know that Bama seals that deal. Jet Washington, the safety, that's another one I'm not sure that Alabama seals, but there's another guy in the state of Alabama that's already been mentioned in the chat. I won't say his name because I don't want to jinx it, but there's a pretty strong recruiting fight going on with him between Alabama and Auburn, and I think right now Alabama's winning that battle. Those of you who are doing some reading, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Army, I don't think Anthony Jones is actually committed anywhere yet.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not committed anywhere yet, but he is leaning Alabama currently. So we'll see what happens. C-Dub,
What
I would
position
love to
is
get
he?
linebacker. Yeah. So
Oh, is that Tank Jones?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, out of St. Paul's. So Alabama is really pushing. It's interesting because with what early recruiting, a lot of the questions we were getting is what about the edge position? What about the pass rush? Alabama is now making some noise pushing some of these guys, these edge positions. If you'll go and look, I cannot remember all of it. I'll be straight up with you. But Alabama is pushing there. They're pushing at some really aggressively with some wide receivers. They're favored with some wide receivers. That's why I was saying that about Bach. I don't know how he's going to fit into this offense next season because Alabama's about to bring in another crop of really good wide receivers. I'm telling you, it's just watch what's going to happen this summer. So tell me, out of everybody who's still available, who do you want? I also think that Alabama's going to flip a couple of guys who are committed right now. One of them is committed to Georgia. Another one is committed to Texas. I think Bama will flip. I'm not going to give you their names yet because if I do it and I'm wrong,
you're so stupid.
You're going to get burned.
Yeah, but we'll take a look at our Whoop board really quick. This is who we have whooped right now. One of them actually verbally committed to Alabama. This is it. We are very close to adding some more names here. Very, very close. Adding about 3 more names to this board. So just going to wait. We tell you guys all the time. You follow the visits, see what happens, especially official visits. You've got some really big name guys about to take some OVs. There's some players that Alabama was in the mix for that they're not, that they're probably going to jump back in the mix for. It's going to be fine. Bama's going to make a strong push for a number 1 class. They're going to finish in the top 3 again.
Yep.
So
that's all we need to do every year is just get in that top 3 and Debo do the rest.
Everybody can rest easy. Well, before we close, I had a game idea I thought you guys would like. Anybody want to play?
All day.
Yeah.
Is this like the game we played when I was down there?
Hide the pickle? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good. Good. That hurt so bad.
It was a real pickle, Jeff.
Calm down, Jeff.
So what we're going to do is I have collected some college football logos, and these are not mainstream logos. And I want you guys to tell me who they are, and if you can, where they are.
Who is you guys?
You and Jeff in the chat, of course.
No, I mean, Jeff's smart.
I picked some tough ones.
Please tell me Delta State's one of them.
No, I thought about it, but I couldn't remember the name of the Oakrey school. I tried. I'm sorry. I know. You're disappointed. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go like I give Chris one, I give Jeff one?
Do we need a buzzer?
No, that's why I was saying, do you want to go like I give you one, then I give Jeff one? It starts off very easy.
This is your game.
Okay. All right. We're going to start off. All right, Chris, you're first. Name that logo. Super simple.
Oh, come on.
Troy.
Where are they located?
Troy, Alabama.
Very good. Very good. See? Super simple game, right? Really easy.
Now Jeff's about to get the.
Yeah, I'll get some random thing. What?
All right, Jeff, are you ready?
This is Wembley State over in England. What?
We'll make these more difficult the more we do them on different shows, but I wanted to fill it out first tonight. All right, Jeff, are you ready for yours?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Boom.
That's ECU Pirates. East Carolina. I don't know the city that East Carolina is out of.
East Carolina, Carolina. Very good.
East Carolina. They're on the east side of Carolina.
Is that really it?
No.
They're just on the. I know they're on the east side of Carolina. How about that? No, north or south? I don't know.
Oh, you guys are ridiculous. They're in Greenville, man.
Greenville,
North Carolina.
Yeah. All right, Chris, are you ready?
South Carolina.
Are you ready?
I guess.
I believe in you. All right, here we go.
Are you ready?
It's one of the Georgia schools, but I can't remember which one it is.
You're
Georgia.
so close.
Oh,
Georgia.
Chat, school him.
Is I don't know.
Come on, man.
Georgia Southern.
That is it. Thank you,
is
Tim.
that it? Okay, I was
Thanks,
wrong. I was
Tim.
going to say Georgia State.
Southern. They're out of Statesboro, Georgia. Very good. See, it's not that bad, right? All right, Jeff. Are you ready?
As I'll ever be.
Boom.
James Madison University.
Yes.
Located in Chicago?
No.
They're located in Madison. I don't know where they're at.
Madison?
You didn't tell us we had to pick where they were at.
It's
Say where
okay.
they were from.
Harrisonburg, Virginia. Very good. All right.
Zoinks.
I'm going to give this one to Chris. Yeah, you ready? I've only got a couple more left. All right, Chris. Let's go.
Oh, that's Florida Atlantic.
Oh, look at you.
Owls.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
Yeah, in Florida.
I know
Well,
that.
Yeah. Well, where at? In
Yeah,
Florida?
Boca Raton.
know. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, Boca
Yeah.
Raton. Very good. See, that's
Close
that's
enough.
really, really good. You guys are doing good. I'm so proud of you.
Just
All
for
right,
the
Jeff.
record, I agree with John's comment here that he just popped in. I think he's right.
That's right.
That's
Boom.
right.
I'm not wrong.
You are
All
not
right,
wrong.
are we ready?
Let's roll. Oh, geez. Something Panthers.
Come on, man. This one's easy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's in Atlanta.
It starts with a G.
Oh, that's who I said earlier.
It is a Georgia school.
Is it Georgia State?
It is Georgia State. Look at you.
That's who I said earlier that with the Georgia
Dub.
Southern logo. I thought that was Georgia State.
C-Dub got it. See right there.
Oh, I guess I could look in the comments and
Don't do that. That's not fun. All right, I got one more,
Cheating.
Chris. Actually, we'll let you guys work in tandem for this one. And then I got a bonus one. Are you ready?
You got a what one?
Bonus.
Oh, bonus.
Guess that logo. This was easy.
oh, that's easy.
Wyoming.
That's Wyoming.
Very good. So
Home of
proud
Josh
you.
Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
And it's
Wyoming.
it's not Casper, is
No. It's in Laramie, Wyoming.
it? Laramie.
Laramie.
All right, got one more for you. Chat. Be very vocal. I want to know who this is. Are you guys ready? There it is.
Go ahead.
It's your bonus.
Oh, that's Auburn.
Wow. First guess. My God. Very, very good. Impressive. Impressive. The cat on
Yes,
top.
it's the same thing.
You guys are great. Oh, well, it's
Well
been a
played.
fun show. It's been a very
That was a
fun
good
show.
game.
It was a good game. We'll do more next week.
I like
We
that
should
game.
we should do something with Clint. See, I bet he'll blow us out of the water.
Oh yeah.
So
You have to get some hard ones with Clint.
Yeah, like Delta
Like
State.
some group of 5 logos that nobody gives a crap about ever.
yeah, seriously.
Except the
Yeah.
stupid college football playoff committee.
Or
we can do
get
it.
some Division II schools.
All right, we can do that. Maybe next time. Maybe next time on the corn dogs. I get it. I love it. So, all right, guys. Please like, subscribe, do all the things. When you do that, it helps us out tremendously. We're posting content
does.
all day long, every day. Shorts, uploads. We've got a website now. Be sure to go check that out. Also, when you're on the website, please be sure to use your email to subscribe so you always know when we post a new blog article.
Go read the
Really?
blogs. They're good.
I
They
hate
are.
doing this every show because it gets to feeling a little baggy, but I gotta have to. Those blog articles, feel free to share them
Yeah,
anywhere and
we're
everywhere. Helps us out a lot. So we love each and every one of you. You guys are the best. You're the reason we get up every day and put our pants on. So thank you. Absolutely. As
Well,
always,
and I got in trouble for going to work without any pants on one time. So.
Yeah.
say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll damn Tide.
Roll Tide.